Guaranteed fresh or triple your money back.
Fusebox. Okay, this is Fusebox, number 167. Free for $1. And you may already be a winner.
Exactly. And how many of our fine products would you like today? We're having a sale. All of them are annoyingly overpriced. Hello, friends. And welcome into this, the 167th edition of Fusebox, coaxingly entitled Free for Only $1. And we shall discuss that title shortly. I am your paying it forward but enjoying it in reverse host, Mark Rose, and joining me from way over there, a man who is always accountable for what I have no idea, is the Deacon of Decibels himself, Milt Keynes, everybody.
Oh, thank you kindly. So, hey, that was really fun on that Overnightscape Central show a few days back, yeah?
Oh, yeah, it certainly was, Mr. Keynes. And for those of you out there not familiar with that of which we speak, the Overnightscape Central is a program hosted on the ONSUG channel, that's ONSUG.com, hosted by the lovely and talented PQ Ribber, in which a topic is suggested, and the hosts of the other shows on the channel can respond accordingly.
Yeah, and non-hosts can join in too, you know.
Oh, yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, you, yes, you, right there, staring at yourself in the mirror, you, wondering where that tiny head came from on your shoulder.
Hello there.
Yes, you. Your very selves could contribute to the Overnightscape Central by merely sending your contribution to PQ Ripper at the address linked in the show notes of this very program, right down there. And just like magic, you could be part of this historical program.
It's already got a bit of a history. I mean, well, what's it been, like 10 years running or something?
Yes, I think you're right. It's been going for a while.
Well, I do have that accounting thing going on, I'm told.
And, of course, continuity. Right. So, if you go to unsug.com and take a peek at the latest Overnightscape Central program, you'll see in the show notes for that program that the topic for the next show is indicated, and you can, if inspired to do so, Mr. Phelps, record your contribution and send it along.
Yeah, and maybe listen to a show to get a feel for things, but it's pretty casual.
Yeah, sage advice there. So now that we have that established and the nature of the thing and where it is and all that, the subject for the show we are referring to was quirky films. I mean, can you imagine? How could I not respond to that?
Yeah, well, it would have had to have been that or a Frank Zappa topic.
Touché. Yes, that will always guarantee a response from yours truly here, but this was a hoot. Love doing this one.
It's a bit longer than your usual contributions, though, you know?
Yeah, I guess, what do we do, 20 minutes?
21 and change.
Yeah. Well, I had selected 8 films from around the world, and...
yeah, when you first said that you'd pick, films from all over the world, I was thinking, shit, we're going to be here for 37 hours.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to whittle it down because there are just so many wondrous titles to choose from out there. We had fun, though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Of course, as usual, you left out my personal fave.
What was the name of that one?
Nazi Love Camp of the SS. It's truly a masterwork, man.
Right, yeah. Yeah, somehow I missed that one. Now, in my defense, I don't believe I had any domestic releases in my selection. So,
Judges say... Sorry. No, the judges say that is unacceptable. We will give you a copy of the home game, though.
okay. I used to love that. You know, on those game shows, when the losing contestant would be given that home game. Here you go. Here's something to remind you of how badly you failed on the show.
Do they still do that? I haven't watched a game show in, I don't know, probably a decade.
Oh, I don't know. I'm guilty as well. I haven't watched one in ages. So give it a listen, friends, and see what it might suggest to you. You got to have some quirky film faves out there, right? Maybe go ahead and post them to our Book of Face page in the show comments area there, The Fusebox Show, and we'll take a gander too. So the title of this show is Free for Only $1. And we'll get into the dollars and cents of that in mere moments.
That'll be fun.
Visit thefuseboxshow.com. That's thefuseboxshow.com.
So back in the moldering, swinging 60s, the back pages of magazines, you mostly saw them in comics or maybe some of those Warren publications like Famous Monsters of Filmland. There would be this headline in really big type that said, "Absolutely free." And it had 9 or 12 exclamation points after it. And it was an alleged giveaway of some trinket or something, maybe X-ray specs.
See-through walls or your neighbor's clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, though, your neighbor isn't creepy old Carl or...
Well, unless you're into that sort of thing, I guess.
Be that as it may. So these special and highly enticing grabs for your attention do a great big multi-paragraph spin on how absolutely marvelous this wondrous product is, and you can't be without it, and best of all, it's free. That's right, yes, free. Did you hear us? It's free. Right, free as the wind. We said positively free. Just fill out the handy coupon below and send it to us, care of the U.S. Mail. Now, here, friends, is where it gets really exciting. As you begin to feverishly fill out the form with all the pertinent details, sweat dripping down your forehead, onto the, even now, yellowing pages of newsprint. That's right. You come to this little portion of the form that says in itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny type, "Send $1 to cover postage and handling."
But you said it was free.
Well, yes, we did. It's free for only $1. You see what we did there? This is a classic scam, used today as well. Oh, they might hide it more cleverly, I suppose, but somewhere there's still lurking a little...
Gotcha!
Yeah, these days you'll see that in those trial subscription things. You know, try out our shitty service for free and, but there is a small processing fee.
Yeah, $150.
Yeah, or something. Same old shit and new packaging.
You know what? I knew even as a kid, and I would see those things, and I would laugh out loud because it was just so damn obvious what was going on there. It's the past's answer to the phone scam jerk that says they've detected an error in your computer's security.
Yeah, then if you did send the money along with that coupon, you'd either not get it at all, or the thing would arrive, but it would be so cheaply made that it just fell apart the second you got it out of the envelope.
Oh, God, the former? That was notorious for things, especially stuff that came from an outfit called Captain Company. Yeah, this company was the merchandising arm of Warren Publications back in the day. These are the folks that published, the aforementioned Famous Monsters of Filmland, Vampirella, Creepy, and Eerie, and assorted others. Now, I knew kids who ordered stuff from the back pages of those magazines, and, well over half the time, the stuff would just never show up.
Yeah, these days you really can't get away with that stuff as easily, fortunately.
Oh, but some will try. One of my favorites from back then was the giant weather balloon you could get from Captain Company. Why, it's over 70 feet tall, remember? Something like that. I don't know anyone who actually got one, though.
Yeah, how about that spacesuit, man?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had pictures of some guy on his lawn in this thing. It really looked more like a flight suit, though, you know?
Yeah, come to think of it. It did look more like a flight suit. Yeah, you're right. And he also had on those Foster Grant aviators, right? He was poised for action, baby. And speaking of train wrecks, I got to say, I had one of those fabulous modern-day GIFs the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Fusebox website's version of WordPress was updated, and as a new feature set, it rendered the whole site useless.
Not great. Not great.
Yeah. No. Not great at all. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, friends, we had planned on doing some modifications to the site. Speaking of quirk, it was quirking out on several pages due to some previous update fiasco. Seriously, that version of the site theme was getting a bit long in the tooth.
Well, it has been 6 years, right?
Well, yeah, and probably past due, really, to update. But it was, up until that first quirk, running pretty good. Problem was, you see, the guy who developed that theme design for the WordPress format has since evaporated and is just not around anymore to add support for anything that goes south on that theme. So our ally in the web world, Jamie, came to the rescue and set us up with a spiffy new theme, which seems to be working just swimmingly. And we are most grateful for her quick attention to that.
Yeah, I dig the new look, man. You know, I really like, too, that you can play the current episode from, like, any page. It's just right down there in the, what do they call that thing?
The footer,
Yeah.
it's called. Yeah, that's a really nice feature. Now you don't have to click on a link to play it or go to a secondary page. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and also because what was happening prior to this switch to the new theme was that the editor function just seemed to be quite dead, which means I couldn't post a show or edit any content.
Oh, that's the perfect site for me, bro. Can't do anything on it because I don't want to do anything on it.
Well, I hear ya. But it would have gotten awfully quiet in Fuseboxville if that remained the case. So we're very thankfully back up and running pretty well from what appearances reveal. So again, a tip of the old fedora to Jamie, and a link to her company, by the way, is also in the show notes for your perusal. All right. So, may I rant for a bit?
Well, who could stop you?
Well, fair enough. So, I was thinking about this the other day.
You mean you were obsessing about it the other day?
Well, okay, obsessing, all right? Because I just, all right. So here's the deal.
You okay? You need a beer or something?
Fine. Really? No, fine. All right. So here's the deal. That in our present day society, we have this almost becoming quasi-acceptable notion that all creative content should just be free and available without restrictions.
Yep.
Yeah, and I actually can see both sides of this argument, why this very show itself is completely free. So I do understand it. I really can. But it hit me the other day that the folks that think that specifically music or some art should be just free for the taking, an overwhelming majority of those well-meaning folks have actual jobs and a pretty steady paycheck of some sort. I just started to wonder how the shoe would fit if, say, you were a baker, for instance, right? And all of a sudden, folks just came into your store and just grabbed the muffins and the layer cakes and the odd bagel and Danish and then just left without paying for them. How long do you think that would be before the baker was out of business? Seriously, same can be said for music, I think. For many, many of us, that creative output is a living. It's a musical equivalent to your rack of donuts, right? So if you just take the creative output without compensating the artist at the same time, at some point, that artist really won't be able or even be around to continue the output that everybody's enjoying.
Well, we have this damn get-it-now mentality in full effect. I mean, and you have had it, I guess, for a bunch of years, on demand and all that.
Like I said, I get the reasons for why folks make the case, but really, until there is a universal basic income model in place that really works, this society, this world, is based on a monetary system. And just taking stuff without due compensation is just a wee stunctious, to me, anyway.
Well, the record companies have been doing it for years.
Oh, don't get me started here. The indentured servitude most musical artists suffer in those deals is legendary. And this is why you see so many musicians bypassing the record companies completely and handling it all themselves. Since now, they actually can do that, and many are damn successful at it.
All you got to do is think about the actual cost of a CD back in the day, like almost nearly $20 in some cases. And the artists, they see what? $1 if they're lucky.
Yeah, if they're lucky, it's probably half that. It's a double dip for them, too, since most of the artists themselves were fronting a lot of the album production costs, particularly if you were one of the folks that had their own recording setup, which is a vast majority these days. Oh, the record companies, they just love that. They could offset the production costs and still extract, quote, marketing costs to keep the band in debt forever.
And, of course, right now, there ain't a lot of touring going on, so the revenue is thinner than ever.
Yeah, and let me say, one of the actual benefits of the tube of you is certainly the portals that abound to help you find new music, right? These are quite good, really, as some of the music services like, Apple Music, which actually does compensate artists, but the tube thing is just up there, It's just, here it is. Now, for me, this has been great because once I hear something, I'll go get it from a legitimate source, as I just did. Once again, further, yes, and more. Have you heard of this band called, I hate calling them a band, really, but it's called Univers Zero?
No.
See there? I hadn't either. They did appear in the algorithmic feed, though, and they apparently go back to the 1970s. And I believe they are still at it in one form or another, and they are originally from Belgium and have a sort of King Crimson meets film composer feel. Some neoclassical stuff going on. Really love what these cats do.
Huh.
Yeah. So to get back to the point.
Oh, there was a point?
Yes. Yes, there was. Stop whining about having to pay for entertainment, particularly music. We don't expect you to work your day job hours for free. Don't expect us to give it away either.
No, I know some bands have actually messed around with the pay what you can idea.
Yeah, and if you're a prominent band, you might be able to do that. Not sure it's a good idea for everyone. Speaking of, have you seen lately the folks selling their musical catalogs out?
Yeah, Dylan, Stevie Nicks. Did Neil Young do that?
Yeah. Old Neil there did 50% of it. And you know why?
Too many quality drugs?
Well, no, not really. Here's what David Crosby said. I am selling mine also. I can't work. And streaming stole my record money. I have a family and a mortgage, and I have to take care of them. So it's my only option. I'm sure the others feel the same.
Well, makes sense. Like you say, not a lot of touring going on for sure, and the bills keep coming, so
Right.
I guess.
In the case of Dylan, Rob Levine of Billboard magazine said, a lot of creators are known for 2 big songs or 3 big songs. With Dylan, there's the times they are a-changin', blowing in the wind like a rolling stone, knocking on heaven's door, forever young, blah, 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 blah. Universal bought everything. All the rights, all the songs. It's incredible. It's a win for Universal, and I think it's a win for Dylan, too, he added. I can't imagine he needed to sell this. I think he wanted to sell it, and he wanted his songs owned by somebody who would take care of them.
Holy carp. You think Universal will take care of them?
Well, I don't know either, but I do know they're not Warner Brothers. So who knows? But there you go. These decisions are being made when the artists can still make these decisions, unlike some who have died and left no will or at least no instructions as to what to do with the catalog. This way, at least, they have a plan.
Yeah, you just never think of something like this happening, you know? I mean, selling off your life's work just to maintain things.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of sad in a way.
Well, don't get too choked up. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in at least Dylan's case. And as stated by Levine there, he really doesn't need the cash.
Well, it sounds like Crosby's another story, though.
Yeah. It's just common sense. I mean, this COVID thing has given the big FU to the world, and it has seriously crippled the entertainment industry, among countless other industries. Coming back from this thing it clearly is going to be a reshuffling of the deck in terms of what is normal, and that is for sure.
Well, we're told that some normalcy might actually happen as early as July 4th. At least that's what Biden says.
Well, it's a nice goal to have, providing the giant fire-breathing pangolin named Oscar doesn't return to take his revenge for all those stupid idiots using his scales as a medicinal alternative. Yeah? Well, alternative this. And with that fire-breathing finale, we'll call it a show, friends, but not before thanking Eric Newsom for splendorous identification. And, of course, thanks as always for the masterful manipulation of the multiplexer by the maestro of meters over there, Milt Keynes, for production assistance and so forth and so on and all that.
It's been a slice, bro.
And, of course, many thanks to you, friends, for pushing play on this edition of Fusebox. And it should go without saying, but please and kindly like and rate and subscribe, friends, to this humble audio offering because, believe it or don't, it matters. And we do so appreciate that. I have been your sent COD but arrived DOA host, Mark Rose, saying, until our next cartoon.
Fusebox.